Hello everyone, this is 11 o'clock our time and we are ready for our webinar today. First of all, welcome to Software Webinar Series. This week's webinar is on Multiplot Report Builder, which is presented by David Mills. I am Fred Nair and I will quickly go over the points we are covering today. First of all, some housekeeping rules. All viewers will be muted during the session. However, we welcome questions that you can type in the Q&A section of your GoToWebinar panel. This webinar will be recorded and will be available for future viewings. Multiplot in version 7 was single layouts. In order to have a different layout, you had to create another multiplot. This has changed in version 8 now, and you can have multiple types of layouts in the same file. To better understand the concept, think of each multiplot as a book. The book has a number of chapters, and each chapter is a collection of pages, all the same format with consistent pagination with the chapter. For example, you have 3 chapters in your book, which is your multiplot. The first chapter is the title, second chapter has plan and profile, and the last one is your cross-sections. The benefits of this are consistent page numbering, the ability to create title pages. You can now edit single page, navigation panes, and create more than one of the same subviews. There are also a few added features to Multiplot. Align and arrange tools, easier control of your page size and orientations, icons indicating of logged items in each page. We have implement the page special for easier and better control of your Excel sheets. And also we have quick border controls. Now that being said, I'm going to pass it over to David for the real goods. David, you ready?
I'm ready, thank you. Okay, I got our location version 8 up on my screen here, and I've got a multiplot open, and you can see the concept on the left-hand side. It's just all laid out for you there. We've got a book, title page, which is a chapter with 1 page in it, not very exciting. And then my second chapter is plan over profile, and it's got multiple pages. You can still use the Control-N and Control-B keys to jump between pages, and there's also a nice little toolbar over here to do the same thing. You may have noticed I've got a page 6 only thing on page 6. We'll talk about that later. Now here's where it gets really different. I've got a title page, and I've also got sections, and it's all in one document. So if I do file print, I'm going to get the pages, all the pages you see here. And because we can do multiple chapters, the formatting for the pages is completely independent of the other windows. Like, for example, here, if we look at the profile window, I've got some text down below. There's a bunch of other options I've set up. Those are all still available here. I can still set up my options. But if I look at the real profile window, the one that I'm actually doing the designing on, it has a mass haul window on the bottom. It doesn't have the cut and fill depth for the ground, and or it doesn't have elevation for ground and alignment. Back to the multiplot, you know, it's got those things in there. Okay, so you've got total control over the options for each page, and that is stored with your chapter. So you might be thinking, well, how do I get my old screen layouts back? Well, the simplest way is just to open a version 7 alignment or a version 7 project that has multiplot saved with it. So here's a version 7, and of course it's got the old A size page, which is my default printer size, which is the wrong size. And if I save that, then it will be available on the hard drive, of course. I'm going to open it now in version 8. So open. Got it on my recent list here. It's a DSN file. That's version 7. It's already open. I don't care. I'm going to open it anyway. And first thing you're going to notice it picks the right page size. That is a little bit of good luck because the default page size going forward is 11 by 17, and that happens to be what I had there. But you can change your page size here. So I could go up to C size, boom, it's bigger, down to A size, oh, too small. And the orientation is right here, of course, next to it. Okay, so that's a great improvement. We've got page size built into the multiplot. You still have to set up your printer before you print, or your PDF writer, whichever. And so I've got the multiplot in here. I just did a file open. What if I wanted to bring in another screen layout from my old version 7 install? I can do that too. So I'm just going to click on Add New. So we've got a way of saving chapters, and they get saved as a CLT file. You can also open a whole book. So a book layout will replace what we've got here. Yeah, I knew that. And it allows you to pick what we call BLTs, or no, it's not the sandwich. It's book layout. So yeah, I want to add to my plan profile screen layout, which I opened from my previous version 7 design. I want to add a cross-sections layout chapter. How do I do that? Oh, notice that this just says default. I can just rename that quickly. Let's call it Plan Pro. Okay, and now I'm going to add a new chapter. But I'm going to get it from a previous screen layout. So these are called chapter layouts, and they're in my new RoadEng's Settings and Layouts folder. Let's go back to the old version 7 Settings and Layouts folder. And here's one called Output Section CLT, and I've already been using this folder, and it's created these for me. But notice that you can also read your old DLT files, and there they are, and there's my output section. Say open to that, and boom, it's added it as a new chapter. Again, I'll probably want to rename that. And of course, it's using the pagination that was set up in there. In this case, we're looking at every, I think it's every 100 meters. Well, maybe it's every 50. Oh no, it's every 100 meters plus culverts. And that hasn't changed at all. You can still do all that stuff. You will notice, however, that the options, which are available with a right click, subview options, or with a double click, jump right to the window options, so the layout's not in there. The layout now is in the subview. Oh, I've got this locked here. Let me unlock that. That's another feature I wanted to show you. Notice that at the top corner here, there's a little lock item. It says locked. That means lock position. You can also set it to locked all. If I click on this thing, edit locked items, that used to be available in your options, and it still is in the multiplot options. Now I can select that item, and you can see all the subview options here, which is where we have our layout, which is where the point codes are. So we're displaying auto intervals plus culvert insertion points, and that hasn't changed, but the ribbon makes it a little nicer because it's always available there. Let's go back to here. Is this locked? No, these aren't locked. Okay. So yeah, so now I've got the profile window selected. There's all your profile window options, and plan window. There's all the plan window options. Now what if I wanted to modify a page to be different from other pages? I can still do the same thing with rotating and scrolling and so on. So if I wanted to move this plan around a little bit, I could still just type shift arrow, and it says, hey, do you want to scroll it? Well, those options are up here. Scroll. And they get saved per page as they used to. But now what if I just wanted to add an item in here that is different from all the other pages? So I just select the page of interest, add a new subview, let's just put in a rectangle because it's simple. Type some text in here. Make it real big so we can see it. And maybe I'll center it. Okay. So there's a window. It's just a simple text window. It's got some text in it. And it's got this little orange triangle on the corner that says this is for one page only. So if I move to page 5, it's not there. I move to page 3, it's not there. But page 4 it is. Now that was available before, and some of those options are still in there, the show on all pages and the choose page. Notice the page is now, well actually you can't tell here, but if I had other pages up above, these pages are relative to the chapter, not the whole book. Anyway, you don't have to go to the trouble of filling in that dialog box. You can just create something on a page, and it's automatically that page only. You want to move it up to the chapter level, easy, just copy it, delete it, select the chapter, paste it, Control V, there it is, and now it's on every single page. So we've always had copy and paste, but now you're probably going to use it to go between not just pages or different places on the same page. You can go between different chapters. You can go between different pages or go from page to chapter and vice versa. What else do I need to show you? I've got a few set of notes here. One of the things that's changed is the idea of capturing and pasting other documents. We've always been able to put in images. You know, like for example, I could put in a logo image there. And let's go back to my design that I've already created, this one here. This is in the new version 8 DSNX format, so there's only a DSNX file and a TERX file. There's no, not so many files to represent the document. So yeah, so this is just an image file. You've seen that before. But now let's say I wanted to put in something, no, I don't know, I'm just junk text I'm going to throw in here from a document. So here's my document that has my notes in it. And I'm just going to select these notes here, my talking notes for today, and copy, Control C, go in here, paste special, and it creates a window, an OLE window, that shows the formatted selection that I copied. And I can put that wherever I want. Now because I pasted it with a page selected, it's in page 11 only here. It's not in page 10, it's not in page 12. Now there's probably some development going to take place in the future regarding these things, because when you do a file save, it actually puts this little, it makes a document out of this and it puts it in your folder. So I'll just show you that for now, but I'm not sure how long it'll stay that way. So here's the, why am I not seeing that new folder? There should be a folder with the same name as the document. Save. Okay, and this is called Stage 8 V8. And we're in the reserve forestry. Oh, sorry, it's not working. Nonetheless, there will be a file on your hard drive that represents this thing, and it allows you via the options to edit it. So I could actually go in here and change this, you know, change the text. And it saves it locally. It does not mess up my, my actual file, the original that I copied it from. So it's not a live link. Paste special is not a live link, but it does allow you to get very nice formatting. Okay, where else do I want to show you some things?
David, I'm going to interrupt you. There's a question I want to see if you want to address now. Does Shift plus K still work?
Yeah, so does Shift K still work? That's shuffle front to back. I thought it was Control K, by the way. Yes, it does. And we've got more controls there as well. You've got arrange, bring to front, send to back, etc. Yeah, there should be a hover tip that says that Control K works here because it does indeed. Let's go to a place where that's obvious, like down here. Now if you lock things, of course, you only get the unlocked ones, but I think these are all unlocked. Yeah, Control K, shuffle front to back. Now I click here. Oh, maybe not. I don't think I have any other rectangles here. Let's just put one in. So you know the problem of, or if you've used multiplot in version 7, you know the problem of having overlapping windows. So here's a window. Let's just say I want this to be a border window. By the way, it's selected now. There's now a border control in the bar here, and I'll just change that to be big and black, and I'll change it to be big and blue. Okay, there we go. So this now has a border, and I'll just move it and wrap it around this stuff down here. Not trying too hard to make it perfect. I don't have my my snapping turned on. You can see here under multiplot there's a snap to grid. I don't have that turned on, so that's where it moved. Right, so I'm looking at this, and now I click here, and it's getting the wrong window. There's two ways to deal with that. I don't know how many of you are familiar with locking, but if you lock this rectangle, it'll never select, so you don't have to worry about getting it by mistake. If you need it to be unlocked for some reason, or if you've unlocked everything like that, then Control K shuffles it to the back, and now you can click on the other things in front of it. Sorry, I spent way too long answering that simple question. The answer is yes. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say. So it's going to be a pretty short one today, but now's a really good time to bring up questions, whether they're regarding version 7 screen layouts or version 8. I've showed you that it's basically every one of these chapters is a screen layout from version 7. So what you've got here is a collection of version 7 screen layouts. Each of them is in a chapter, and you don't have to worry about messing up your design. You can really have a multiplot in the background and then keep working in your design and doing edits or whatever, because the settings that you're looking at in the main windows, in the real profile window and the real plan window, are completely different from the ones that are in your multiplot. So whether you have a multiplot open or not is not a big deal. The properties for the multiplot are saved in book layouts and chapter layouts, so CLTs. Here's a question. Can you demo the Align to? Ah, good. Thank you. I will do that. So actually, I used it already just to set this up, because I thought it'd be nice if the image that I put in here was in the center. So let's just go to the subview for that one. It's selected and Align, Center. Boom. You can also select more than one thing and align them side by side. So let's just go to here and say these things get out of align. So let's unlock them all. I got a bunch of locks turned on here. So I'm going to unlock them all so I can edit them and then start moving them around. That one will move over there. This one will move over here. And now if I select all those, we changed selection, by the way. It's no longer just crossing. You have to actually wrap right around the window to select it. And I missed this one, so shift click should, oops, I guess it's control click. Anyway, if I select those items, there, just those 4, There might be another one in the background there, I'm not sure. And type, go into the align thing, and I can say right, and they all line up to the right-hand edge. Looks like for the top one, but of course now I can just move them together, and yeah, they're all aligned. So play around with that, and of course we're still in beta test. We're going to release pretty soon, but any of you beta testers out there, please let us know if you think we could add a feature here or there. Any other questions? Holy smoke, a whole bunch of them. Yeah, Excel works just the same as Word if you're pasting. Do I have an Excel spreadsheet I can show you here? The last one I had open was my passwords file. I don't want to show you that one. Basically, anything you've got in a spreadsheet, here's a good one. So here's all our installers. You just select the items you're interested in and copy. So I've only got Software Optimal, RoadEng's Civil in there. And then when you paste, and of course I can choose whether I want to put it on a single page or on the whole chapter. When you paste special, it looks exactly like what you've got selected. It's really way better than the old OLE where you select the file, because it knows exactly what you selected. But this is a snapshot. If I now go back to that document and change it, of course it's not going to be linked. For groups who prefer AutoCAD style output, sort of. You can export our multiplot as CAD drawings, and you can save as PDF too, which might be good enough by itself. But yeah, we've still got the file, save as, choose DWG. But I have a feeling that what happens when you do this is you get a bunch of model space drawings, one for each page. So I'm not sure if that's going to be very useful for building a CAD paper-space document. But it is available. Yeah, I think from a background terrain file. So we have a question. Can you have a table that displays coordinates, etc., from a background terrain file? I don't think so. You can display quite a bit in the terrain multiplot that you can't display in the location multiplot. Here we've got a background, and of course in the background, if I'm in the real plan window, I can see coordinates and feature names and so on. Whatever you get displayed in the plan window does get displayed in the multiplot plan window. So for example, if I turned on the coordinates display for this feature every 100 meters and they were displayed in the plan, then I would be able to see them in the multiplot. So yeah, you can do that kind of thing, but it takes a little bit of prep. If you're talking about a table of numbers, then you're going to have to perhaps go to a spreadsheet. We're working on, I'm pretty sure that I saw on a development list somewhere, the ability to go into the terrain. You know, I don't have terrain running, but you know how terrain has a features and points table? Those things will be available in some way in the multiplot in the future. Okay, can you edit an Excel sheet from the window? Yeah, you can. I should have left that one in there. Let me just put it back. I think it's still on the clipboard. Yeah, once you've created the spreadsheet, then it will. There we go. You can edit it. So a double click opens this thing. Also right clicks. Oh, you have to save first. Sorry. There we go. And it opens a worksheet, but it says here, worksheet in stage 8 output via DSNX. So it's referring to the worksheet that's wrapped by this document. And yeah, you can edit it. So I could change the product name here if I wanted to. But like I say, this doesn't modify the real Excel spreadsheet that I started with, which is still open, this one here. It's now decoupled. The contour issue that one of our customers is asking the question about contours not printing in the multi-plot views. I'm not sure if that issue has been solved, but I would think that it's yeah, we're certainly working on it. If it does occur in version 8, we're working really hard on it. It's a strange problem. For some reason, in a multi-plot, we were getting background contours on one page and not on the other. Hang on a sec. One of my developers just told me it's been fixed, so it'll be fixed in version 8 and maybe in version 7. Great. Well, that's the end of the questions. Last chance. Type in a question. Okay. Well, thank you all for attending. The multiplot, I think, is one of our major improvements here for version 8. It's going to be fun. Let's get rid of this thing. Plan over profile, sections, whatever you think. Title pages. Fairly nice documents from other documents, and yeah, it'll only get better from here. But I think we've made a major step. Thank you all again. We'll see you probably a couple weeks. We do another one.
Thanks, David. Thanks, everyone.